Board. Labas ang library, just shop at HEB for food. You can give me money in person through PayPal. It's AR Blue Sky. Blue Sky designs go and send straight to my heart. Arlie letters of art. Shop INTAYIAFAY. I'm sorry, shop. My GoFundMe campaign is gofundme.com/f/Arlene-Lorenzo. There's no electricity in my apartment. I'm a victim of a hate crime. Mostly everyone in my family of origin is a leech, a rapist, murderer, thief, and exes. They steal my money, they stay in my homes, they steal my vehicles, they get in the way of me receiving money so I can't live. They're trying to rape, date, and kill me if they haven't already. They told that my children will stop talking to me if I talk to my children about the word rape. To me, it's like flushing it down the toilet. Oh, but because they want to rape me, those leeches that I grew up around, they're like, well, let us rape you and then flush it down the toilet. They're extremely dangerous. I'm seeking the death penalty for the people that I grew up around. They're disgusting. Oh, I forgot to get paper towels. I need to be on my way out. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm tagging the FBI in this post, NATO, Interpol, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the Justice Department in the United States. I've shared my GoFundMe campaign with people through Instagram. Oh, I need to sign up for the Wi-Fi here at the library. I'm bored. Got a free ride to HEB to the I asked politely because I don't have any money. I'm at risk of getting raped and I don't illegally prostitute myself. That's my family of origin's wishes for me that I legally prostitute myself like most of them are. That's disturbing. Most people want everyone in my family of origin that behaves that way to die. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm seeking the death penalty for mostly everyone in my family of origin. That steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money, and steals my vehicle. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They tried to rape my children if they haven't already. They also pester my baby daddy. All my children are with him, trying to rape my children. They thought that they would get my attention that way and that I would waste energy. And tell me then, eso no se hace. If they sexually harass my children, they want to force me to have a conversation with them. My sibling, now that I have children, made it known that Jade and Kelani are IVF babies. One of my siblings wants to tell me, well, so can I give you a spanking? They don't understand social cues. They starve literally one to try to. What they think is a conversation, but it's rape, sexual harassment. and a violation of one's rights. And by the way, meet this person to see if you're sexually attracted to it. My parents had me in orgies as a toddler. And after I did my sexual exploration, I said to everyone in that room, guys, it's you all, it's not me. I'm not attracted to any of you. So supposedly my parents had me divorce all those people to make it official. They don't get it. So still at the adult age, they stalk me. They get in the way of me receiving money, trying to beg me for sex. They're disgusting. They're so aggressive, so stupid, dumb. This was talked about. Dick, I can go towards them. They think that being exposed on Facebook is like a badge of honor for them. They're stupid. They're stupid. I arrived to the library like 10 minutes before they opened, so I was using the Wi Fi. They're trying to make me look like a criminal that doesn't pay the electricity bill, so I shouldn't be using the free Wi Fi in the library. Just like then, if you wanted it so badly, you should have behaved for it, not been so stupid. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me and steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. They have a hate campaign towards me because they were in those rooms. No, menorito. While I was doing toddler exploration, possibly of preschool age. And they want to claim that if I don't take them on, they will buy them a gift. They're extorters. Yeah, they're gonna kill me because then that would mean that I raped them. Ew, they're stupid. And that was something that happened when I was a child. So they're trying to rape me as an adult to try to kill me with the excuse of like she seduced me and she raped me when she was one and I didn't want her on top of my dick. But then they'll go on to create a lie in my adult age that I raped them. They're stupid. They don't understand family. They don't understand religion. They don't understand habits. They don't understand routine. They're stupid. What else? 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 I wash my hairs. There's no hot water in my apartment. So I've been getting a towel, getting soap on it, cleansing my body, sitting in water for a little bit while it gets warm. And then I run my hands with water through my hair, washing it ish. The parts that get washed one day and the other seems like nothing. What else? What else? What else? What else? That is so relatable. I'm just following the photographer on Instagram right now. They have caused my electricity to be shut off in my apartment so that my confidence gets lowered and let them rape me. So do they scream and get mad when I follow someone on Instagram? Well, I don't have electricity in my apartment. They get mad because that's one more person that might know me or notice me and be like, you still don't have electricity or pretty much outside trying to, her family of origin for the most part still trying to rape her. Oh, but look at that, she's following me. That's the worst that they could say about me. What else? 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 I'm bored. You can decapitate my siblings. I believe at Lorenzo Acevedo. Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo, you can decapitate. You can decapitate Gilbert Lorenzo Acevedo. They're trying to rape me. They pay lookalikes to pretend to be me. He brings them over to my brother, and they rape them. Sarah Woolsey supposedly. Tell you little Even having in the Jesus that doesn't look like me, they look for a trait that reminds them of that person, and then they bring them over to my brother to rape. While my brother pretends that it's me because I don't let my brother rape me. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. And they're begging me for sex still. Fuck. It was super. Sadly, a relationship materialized for them and not for me because they stole my money to get to date them. Against my will, my parents had me try based on my feelings towards them. They went on to move illegal hookers into my homes that allow them to use drugs supposedly in my home. They steal my vehicles, they get in the way of me receiving money. Anyone that sucks their dick, he gives him my personal vehicle that I've yet to drive. I had at least four BMWs by 1999 with my name on the title. I paid for at least one of them, and I've yet to drive those vehicles because he went on to give them to La Lich que le mama el pene. They're disgusting, they're disloyal as fuck, so stupid. Even he got it right. So I didn't know you wouldn't be at the party and it was your house. I won't show up again, he said. I don't know if he did afterwards. You can decapitate Gilbert Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Evelyn Lorenzo Acevedo. They host orgies in my homes and then they pretend they're the hostess. Y él es un cuero asqueroso que he allows that. Ew. Un puerco, una basura. So glad I've never had sex with this. It's disgusting. You can decapitate Jimmy Jandali de Suarez, que me roba mi dinero, so I can't be with my man. She steals my vehicle, so I can't be with my man. She steals my money, so I can't be with my man. She steals my homes, so I can't be with my man. She gets in the way of me receiving money, so I can't be with my man. Es una puerca asquerosa tratando de violarme a mí y Jaden and Kehlani before Jaden and Kehlani were born. She wanted to have two children to pretend that they're Jaden and Kehlani. Do they rape them? Ew. Those kids come through to the police on their own. You can decapitate Evelyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Carmen Carrero steals from me, Jaden Kehlani. He steals my money and then belittles me trying to get off sexually because he saw me as marriage material. I see him only as baby Mary material. Those cling on to one. So gross. They don't know how easy it would have been for him to still get in my vagina. If he knew how to behave. I hate men that are desperate. They're so gross. As a baby daddy, so great. As a father, I don't see him as husband material. Great friend, great shopping buddy, great to dine with. Great as a plus one. Not as husband material. What else? 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 I texted him earlier. I'm no longer speech impaired. I'm no longer speech impaired. And I get texted Kaylani and Jaden earlier. You can give me money in person through PayPal. It's AR Blue Sky. Blue Sky Designs go and look asleep and sun goes straight to my heart. Arlene Lorenzo Art Shop INTAY. I'm sorry, shop. My GoFundMe campaign is GoFundMe.com /app/Arlene Lorenzo Azzaro. I keep checking my inboxes to see if I receive any from PayPal. Nothing. What else? I'm being patient. I'm being patient. A lot of people want to see the faces of who it is that of you. This is me. Yeah, nobody's staying and nobody's coming. This I posted last night. What else? 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 This is so relatable. This is so relatable. Cuando llegue la luz, me voy de party. And to me, this is staying true to myself. I'm lazy by nature. I don't want to work ever unless it's for fun. So I'm just doing what I would be doing on a regular day, possibly reading, ideally being with drinking money, eating, drinking water. And when I'm financially stable, be on the lookout for people to have sex with. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I haven't read this. I saved this to read it. I posted on Facebook earlier. I mean, this was last night. What else? 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 I'm gonna shop today. I'm gonna shop H&M. And I don't have money. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I am bored. Me and those leeches that I grew up around watch me as if I'm a porn star. They're gross. And they're like, oh my god, guys, you have to watch this. Just say yogurt like it's my cum, and now she's about to eat the breadstick. I heard it all. So uncomfortable testifying against the people that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money if I have to, and they have to hear horrors of how they plan to kill me because I don't let them rape me. Pero that comes with the territory of seeking the death penalty for leeches, people say. What else? 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 You can decapitate everyone that stays in my homes without my permission, that steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money. They don't know what love is. They don't know what polyamory is. They're stupid. They're stupid. I miss dating someone. I miss dating and I miss getting money. When I'm financially stable, I'll be on Tinder, Bumble, and out and about finding people to date. That's exciting. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. Oh, what am I reading? I'm on coffee. Woke up in my hand today. So was I. That's in America. Oh, but I want to enter my credit card number. Anyways, I'll save that for me to read later. They steal one's money so that one uses them as a point of contact. He's like, well, my go-to girl that does suck my penis today has a subscription just because she sucks my penis and I give her your money. Why don't you get together with her, pretend that you're lesbians, and then you can read the article. They're disgusting. They're stupid. They think that because I'm quiet in their presence, I don't remember everything of that they said to me to offend me. That's illegal too. What else? 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 And as always, I'm always seeking the death penalty for Benjamin Suarez and his sons. That rape me to steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. They're disgusting. They turn into adult age. Like, no one can tell me what to do here and as an adult. They want to know how much with the Lorenzo last name they can get away with in terrorism. They're stupid, so gross. A eso dedican su vida, a violar, a robar, a meterse en la vida de las demás personas. For ew, 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 ew. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. Meantime, it's dating is getting on me. But our search was so good. Learn completed. Bored. I need to tan. I need a massage. The message came on deeper than this. Okay.
Jessica.
They try to take Jenny and only hostage. Like we recommend that if you don't want to be embarrassed in social circles, that you stop talking to your mother. Dating Kimani and I are social circle. I've witnessed leeches that I grew up around do that. This is why they use a nickname on Facebook because they're just leeches. Asquerosidad. Decades ago, people tried to educate her. And she said, well, I'll have my hair straight on Facebook and my nickname instead of my full name so people can't recognize me when I'm out and about. Es puerta. Ew, 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 ew. You can decapitate Ginny Generali, Sorenzo Suarez, you can decapitate Joanna Vargas, you can decapitate Yesenia Ramirez Lorenzo. Do they behind the scenes pretend to be dating and only group chats? Possibly. Ew, 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 ew. The truly like cigarettes. They're sex addicts and porn addicts. There was nothing sexy about them. Been saying that for decades already. Negotiations. This lead is trying to have Ginny Jandalides rape me. He's so disgusting. Because I didn't take him out on a date, he stole my money to date him. And then he went on to rape me in my bedroom and take his penis straight to Ginny Jandalides and then other days to other people. Para que se lo mamaran like a lollipop with my taste on it. And he's still alive? Oh. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons. that raped me. That's the only money I get in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate that lady students or anyone else that was waiting for him to rape me for them to taste me on it's disgusting. How does she fix that? Good question. Instagram, that's the option. Hey, Lonnie, we just spelling. What if I type her name? Oh, I don't know. I search for your name and I'm able to message you from the message account. What else? I love that visual. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? There it is. So I can visit the library. There's the Carver Library near my apartment. Stay in touch with Dating Canon is very important. To me, I only have 75 cents in my bank account. So I plan to keep in touch with Dating Canon on Instagram. These leeches are so stupid. They want me to go off the grid to accuse me of being in jail for being a bad mother when I'm not a bad mother. They're disgusting. They plan hate crimes for decades towards myself and my children just because I don't do drugs. They're disgusting. They're stupid. What else? 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 They're stupid because they're terrorists. They want to give the impression that I'm a terrorist too, even if I go off the grid and not on social media. They think that if they have at least one person that believes them that I'm in jail, they've accomplished that person not believing that they're a terrorist. They're stupid. You can decapitate the reason that little Lorenzo Suarez, You can decapitate Angela Jobs. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and Susan that rape me. That's steal my money and get in the way of my human. There's the message from my child. Receive a preview on my laptop. What else? 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 You can decapitate David This mother raped me, steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money, and he reads me trying to figure out what he'll buy for my daughter for her birthday, lingerie, for him to rape her. He's stupid. He's stupid. Doesn't understand what a one night stand is. He's stupid. You can decapitate David Ledesma. Anyways, that's it. I think she's in school right now. What else? What else? What else? What else? I've eaten an apple so far today. I ate a dark chocolate caramel. I ate, what else? A few spoonfuls of peanut butter because I love the healthy fat. By the way, that wasn't breakfast though. They're trying to find Ika the man of their lives. Ika, the woman of their lives, by killing me and my children. They're disgusting. They want to make themselves the only option available to people. I can go without sex. So even if this Lichidini and Daliris and Di Lorenzo Suarez was the only option to have sex with, I wouldn't have sex with her. She's disgusting. They don't get that part. So they want to just have a planet full of sex addicts. Ellos te la presentan como su esposa y ellos se burlan de ella y dicen, esa tipa mamá está pena infectado. Ellos son un asco. Son un asco. I wouldn't want to ever take that on a date. Or as a plus one, they're disgusting. You can decapitate Jimmy Lady Suarez. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons. That raped me to steal my money and get in the way of Mary Saintman. Pues, that's usually after a lesson too. What? I'm bored. I'm bored. What else do I need to do? Update the description on my YouTube videos. I think I have a few of them. Taking the death penalty for everyone that steals from me, everyone that gets in the way of me receive money, everyone that steals women. So the Interpol has to see that they're literally like willing to leave me without electricity just because I refuse to have sex with them and I refuse to offer my children for them to rape, for them to take some action towards the people that steal from me, because now it's not just theft. Now it's not just bullying me. Now it's definitely a hate crime into some people's eyes. I know that I'm willing to testify against the people that steal from me. They don't scare me. They're trying to inflict terror. I'm like, oh my god, this is so good, Tommy. I feel so good even alone. Sex to me is like skiing. I grew up in an island where there's no snow. So when I get to it, I get to it. Those leeches that I grew up around are so gross. They want to make themselves get desirable by having sex every day when they're just animals that get on top of each other. So disturbing, so embarrassing too. So those people have the same last name as I do. Oh. I'm bored. I'm bored. I want to cook for myself and I don't have money. Anyways, I'm doing the update of my videos on YouTube. I'm bored. I'm trying to coordinate the killing of thousands of people that abused me in Aguada, Puerto Rico. It can be done all at once. Porque to me, they're all equally guilty. There's not one of them that's more guilty than the other. My dad said that with enough historical terms that, I mean, as a human, I have a right to seek that. But it was with enough terms, basically conquista. Becoming the popular vote for even those that are like, I don't even like the death penalty. I'm trying to eradicate the death penalty, but that would mean that everyone needs to behave well. I've been advised decades ago that if it goes away, the leeches that steal from me and try to rape myself today in Keimani would literally just beat me up on the side of the street, rape me. What else? 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 I'm bored. I have an impressive resume. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? And I look so pretty on camera. True to branding too. That's what I love about me. Like it's true to branding. What else? 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 What was I looking for here? Oh, I posted my resume yesterday on Facebook. Is it updated that I no longer work a job? What else? 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 Just some of them. Just some of my career highlights. Doesn't nobody just that I know how to lay cement. Sé lo que es una varilla. I tried multiple appetizers that consist of cheese, guava paste, and olive, and I've complimented them all. Possibly people that I did toddler exploration that later on invited my parents into their home, and I am like, I have no clue. And mom, I'm like, a lot of people, not everyone. It's like, ay no, yo no quería venir a esta fiesta porque ella sirve la pasta de guayaba con queso índula y me gusta mejor. ¿Por qué tú no hiciste este party? People like, es el birthday de ella. Yo hubiese mejor estado en tu casa. If it had been queso de papa, like seriously, eso me daña el día. Que sea ese queso blanco. Yo quiero ver siempre queso amarillo. Entonces, literally, some people, and people are like, that is so rude. Like, if people laugh and keep that to themselves and no one kills each other over that comment, It's like, okay, that person didn't like that specific appetizer. But to the point that they're like, I didn't even want a 10 over one specific appetizer. And then suggested that the non birthday girl should have hosted the party because a ella le queda mejor. That just goes into being ungrateful and not understanding that we're individuals. What else? What else? I love this dress. Is it available? This is a semi oldish post from Zara, possibly. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm gonna order food for myself through Uber Eats. What else? 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 My siblings never learn what being a parent is. They think that being a parent is telling no to a child. They're embarrassing. You can decapitate Evelyn Lorenzo. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Jeffrey Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo's sons that raped me, that steal my money, and get in the way of me receiving money. That are trying for Jaden Kalani to be transferred over to someone that sucked their dick because that would have been made a better parent because they didn't suck their dick. They don't own the planet, they're stupid. They're terrible. They don't understand what social media is, they don't understand what influencing is. What else? 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 I'm bored. He raped Christine Selenkov. Knowing that I would be in Utah most likely and I had a baby, was it him or his younger looking brother? Knowing that I would deliver in Utah most likely if I had a baby. For him to go and deceive people that Christine has a college degree, is a doctor. I think he raped me with her. Before, like, that's like, I mean, like the mother, I picked her out of a list of doctors listed on the TRICARE website. And I like that the clinic was right adjacent to the hospital. Like, if I needed her and she was on schedule, she could just like walk in to the hospital. El tipo es un puerco asqueroso, un bruto. If he wanted to be a part of my life, he should have made the effort. He's still making effort, gastando energía. He's a drug addict, rapist, murderer, and thief that wants to pretend that he's a part of my life. No, Christine Sanagav isn't a part of Jada Sankilani's life. She just delivered Jada Sankilani. And I decide that. They steal my money just to know my thoughts about everything that has happened. Everything that has happened, why it could have been just a coincidence. For real. It could have been a coincidence. It could have been that Miss Selenkov doesn't even remember him, doesn't even talk to him. Instead, she just picked me out of a list of TRICARE most likely providers. And because that's what I said. Like, I picked you out of a list of TRICARE providers. I like that the office is like adjacent to the hospital or adjacent. He wants to give the impression that she and I were in a room by myself, and that she and I like she sucked my titties and I sucked hers when we did. She may be a hoe and maybe giving him the impression of like, baby, look at the register. Who was here? And he was here. She's like my titties when I did. But the other girls are like, for that aesthetic. Oh my god. For that aesthetic, I'll kill him because he doesn't know how to behave. He's just aesthetic. Down the trash he goes. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. There's nothing here to talk about other than with the police. I'm talking. And this was, didn't I already? And I was in the middle doing that, but I'm gonna eat my salad. So, the leeches que se lo maman quieren decirme we try to prevent that you would pick Christine Selenkoff, and I'm like, but why? She delivered my baby safely. I think, or tried to kill me. The doctors and the hospital won't know because I was there literally for 19 hours and I bled a lot. But that could have been just my delivery. People there may be like, wow, she kept her. Oh, there's medical board reviews that they may have been, but why did you keep that patient there so long? Other than that, my water broke around like 5 in the morning. I went to use the restroom. I'm like, well, I just pee or will the baby come out? So it was so weird. It was my due date. So literally, my water broke right as I was like near the toilet because I'm like, oh my god, this baby comes out. I don't want it to go down the toilet and die. So I stood like close to the toilet but not quite, and my water broke. What else? What else? I'm so bored. I'm so bored. And then it got happened at the hospital too. And I was in so much pain. And I got an epidural. That was terrifying. I almost threw up, possibly at the site of Christine Selenkoff. I don't think I've been to most appointments. Now that I'm talking about that, what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I got a baby that thing. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? And then Kehlani was delivered also. Her due date went back and forth from like August 1st to July 31st, and she was born on her due date as well. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. Currently working on this. I'm about to eat a salad. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate everyone that steals my money, everyone that gets in the way of me receive money. You can decapitate everyone that stays in my homes without my permission. You can decapitate everyone that steals my vehicles. You can decapitate Camino Carrero steals from Jaden Kehlani and myself, trying to make me trying to make him my only option to have sex with. That's kidnapping. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez, the sons that rape me, that steal my money and get in the way of me receiving money. They're the true meaning of incompetent. What? You can decapitate